Hi YouTube users. Today you're not going to be able to see me that well. Here I am because I want to show you this violin that I just got. I'm not going to show you the unboxing, the compulsory unboxing ceremony, which I've seen a lot of times can be very time consuming and boring. It's already unboxed. This is the Bunnel Next Electric Violin. I'll try and show as much as I can. It's an electric violin. Has a beautiful finish on the top and the bottom, kind of like a flame maple type finish. It comes in three colors. The three colors are caramel, marigold, which is this one, and a kind of a white maple color. I forgot what they call it, but it's lighter than this, kind of a, the natural white maple color. It has, it doesn't come with a shoulder rest, or if it does, it's still in a box. It's probably a cheap one. Comes with the chin rest, and then it's got two outputs on this side, one for a 1/4 inch jack and one for an 1/8 inch jack. It's got active electronics, which means it's battery powered, so it provides some amplification coming out. On this side, it's got the tone control, which has got basically your basic volume, treble, and bass, or low and high they call it. One, I guess you could call it a design flaw, is the chin rest seems to go onto the control, but it seems to be where no harm is, because it's pretty much at the lowest part of the low control, so it doesn't interfere with anything. That's, I think, something they're correcting in later models of this violin. Here's the back of it. That's where the battery goes. It comes with what do you call them? Diodario prelude strings, which I'm really not impressed with in general for acoustic violins, but for electric violins, these actually sound fairly good. At first they sounded a little harsh, but as I broke them in, they sounded better. And so what I'd like to talk about too is the setup of this thing. It really has a decent setup. I really like the way they set it up. I think they have different people setting them up, but the point is they are setting them up before they ship them out. And so these do come from the Orient someplace, or from Asia someplace. I believe it's not really said where they come from. You could probably easily find out, but it's probably China or someplace like that. So they come out of there, but Kennedy Violins is where they come from to the buyer. Kennedy Violins basically quality controls them, and so what you get out of this is it's a little higher price than a lot of the cheap violins, but it's also gone over by stateside people. I think they're out of Washington State, and so you've got people in your own country looking this thing over and basically filtering out any quality issues, hopefully all of them, before they get to the customer. And also they do the setup, and so that's a big advantage especially when you buy something straight out of the Orient. They could have it set up, or they might not have it set up, and the communication with them is difficult, to get a hold of them. There's a language barrier. There's just a lot of things that it will be to your advantage to get the customer service. of an American firm because they're just more accessible. They've got a 1-800 number. They always answer the phone. They're there from normal business hours, so you can't call them at 1 in the morning. But the fact is, your 9 in the morning, if you're in, say, Illinois, is there 7 in the morning, so you're still too early. I won't dwell on that too much. You get the point. It's more available and more according to your time schedule. So it sounds pretty cool without an amp, but the point of an electric violin is to amplify it and also to practice without people hearing, where you could use this output. The 1/8 inch will plug into common headphones, and so you can do that to get it louder for you, or you can just go with this sound, which I would estimate it roughly to be the volume of, it's not like these solid bodied ones. See, this is hollow bodied. Notice these little holes here? It's kind of more meant to be more of like a semi-acoustic sound, I guess. I don't really know how that affects it for sure. But the bottom line is, I think that you can get a really good sound out of this, out of the amp, and I'll go set up for that in a minute. But the bottom line with this thing is it's much cheaper than like some of the high-end violins. I mean, your next stop is at roughly $700 for a Yamaha violin. Now Yamaha is very impressive. This thing is running like half that, and so you've gone above things that you buy straight out of China and things that don't necessarily have good QC to things that are looking a little better here, and it's got better customer service. You're less worried because you can send it back and it's not going to be a big deal. They'll probably even give you a shipping label. And so this is what I consider to also very photogenic. I was looking for something that would look better in a performance. I haven't really done that many performances except on YouTube, but I'm talking about like if you got in a band and you're looking to have some kind of a exotic look without looking too weird. This could kind of fit in with maybe a Celtic band. It's got that that old dulcimer look. Those are kind of like the little holes that they have on dulcimers. Or I don't know if they have holes in it, but it kind of looks like a little dulcimer, and it's natural wood looking. It plays really nice. The prelude strings seem to work fine, but I plan on trying other ones. Like I really like Prim on electric violin. I've got another electric violin, and it's got Prim on it. And so I'm gonna patch this thing in a minute, and we can hear it from there. So also the pegs, really nice pegs. It's got the fine tuners, and they're it's pretty nice fine tuners. More and more people from the classical world are using those fine tuners. As I said, you need probably a shoulder rest because the weight of this runs slightly heavier than a regular violin. But if you've got a really good shoulder rest, I use a Bon Musica for my, that's what I ended up needing. It's kind of a high-end shoulder rest. But if it's really not bad. I believe I weighed it actually. It was 1.7 or 1.8. In other words, 1 pound, 8 ounces. And I think a lot of violins end up being like a pound or maybe 1.4 pounds, something like that. So it's pretty pleasant to play, you know, just without the amp. But now I'll plug into the amp and get a kind of a more of a view of that, or a sound sampling of that. Hopefully we can get something that is going to be acceptable. I'm plugging my 1/8 inch jack into the violin. It's got a, it has a 1/4 inch jack going into this small amp I've got. It's actually a very small acoustic guitar amp. So it's got some delay on it set up already. So I don't know if you can hear that, but I can get a little louder. And so we get a little sound out of that. Let's try it. Turn it down a little bit and echo in there. It's really good for some Celtic music, especially the dreamy stuff. You know, you can get anyway, you can get some good Celtic style stuff. The classical doesn't sound that bad. The highs a little bit and just see if that has a different sound. anyway, that's the Bunnel Next, and it does come with a bow, just so you know. It comes with a little miniature amp as well. I already have amps. The miniature amp, I haven't even opened the box for it. I saw the bow in the case. I have my own bows. I always recommend if you want to pay not that much for a bow, that you get a carbon fiber bow. Also, braided carbon fiber would be good as well. The bow it's okay. I tried it for a minute, but it's not that, it's nothing to write home about. It does work though. It's not a crummy bow. Like say if you don't have a bow, it will work. I'd recommend moving on to that. But it also comes in this incredibly nice case. It's maybe I'll move my filming over to it. This case is really a nice solid case. It's a rectangular case, and there it is over there. Let me try and zero in on it. I just put the violin in it. But it's a rectangular case, and it's pretty solid. It's called Portland. The case has a little thermometer on it. I don't know if you can see that little round thing over to the left. That's pretty cool. I don't know how it works, or maybe it's a humidity measure, but it kind of was a touch of class on there. I thought it was pretty cool looking. But it comes with summing up, it comes with a really nice case, a workable bow. It sounds nice. It plays nice. I will say that every one of them may not play as nice as this one. But anyway, hopefully you got a little bit of a view of the Bunnel Next. It comes with as I said, the prelude strings, which on electric violins I think are adequate.